Welcome back to a brand new tutorial. In this video, I will show you the magic of 3D camera.
You say you know success, but have you actually earned it? Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
If you're a beginner, this one will build you the foundation for creating any sort of 3D reels. Let's get started. So coming over here in After Effects, let's get a new composition. We'll call this as the main. From the top down, let's select 1080 by 1920. The duration can be 10 seconds and just press on OK. Now let's have a quick look at our scene 1. If you observe, so we have this person who comes in from the bottom like this, and then we have some text popping up on the top. Cool. And as we move ahead, we transition to city 2. We'll do that, but firstly let's start with our scene 1. To create that, firstly we'll need a solid layer which will act as our background. So right click, go to new and create the solid. Let's just call this as a BG and just press on OK. Now on top of this, as you want to add a gradient, let's add a shape layer. For it, go to the top, select our rectangle tool from over here, or you can also press the shortcut Q. Coming over here, from this point, let's create a rectangle like this. Perfect. Now coming over here in the fill, ensure that you have selected detail gradient. Let's press on OK. Now let's select the color. In the color, the first color that you want to choose is the white shade. And then over here, let's choose a grayish tone. Perfect. Just press on OK. After that, you will get a pattern like this. But we want a proper gradient, right? So for that, you just need to press on V. Once you press on V, you see we have got these two handles. So we just need to click on one and then drag it out like this. See. Sometimes it can happen that you click outside, see over here, and then you might wonder where are the handles. There's an easy solution for that. Simply come to your composition and double click. Again, the handles will be visible. You just have to ensure that the layer is selected. If the layer is not selected, you won't really see the handles. Okay, so over here, our background is ready. Now on top of this, let's add this black rectangle. To do that, just right click over here, go to new and add one more solid. This time we'll choose the black tone. So let's click over here. Let's go somewhere like this. Press on OK. I'm just going to call this as the black. Okay, let's just go with black background. I can't really think of anything else for the moment. Just press on OK. Okay, once the square is here, let's just drag it little here. Press on R. Once you press on R, it opens up the rotation property. In here, you can rotate it in any direction that you want. Let's say we keep it here like this. Let's scale out a bit. You see this point? Just holding this point, let's just drag it up a bit. Let me see our reference video. Okay, looks pretty cool, right? Maybe somewhere over here. And then rotate it back like this. Let me make it fit to screen from over here. Nice. Now let's add this person. For that, I will just open our project files. Let's open it over here. By the way, all the project files, resources and exclusive perks are available on Patreon. You will get instant access to everything that you see in this video and a lot more. Just check the link in the description and join our growing family. So coming over here, let's firstly drag this person and drop him over here. Nice. Oh, in fact, it dropped at the exact position, right? Let's drag it little down over here. Maybe press on S. Scale this down a bit. I think this much looks pretty fine. Perfect. Looks cool, right? Now comes the best part, which is adding the 3D camera. For it, simply come over here, go to new and add the camera. Let's name this as camera. 35mm is fine. Just press on OK. See, once you add the camera, right, all the other layers should be 3D. So I'm just going to make them 3D from over here. Let me make this small. Perfect. Now in order to animate this camera, let's also add the null object, which will act as the camera controller. So for that, right click, go to new and add the null object. Let's make it 3D as well. And as we want the camera to be operated by this null object, see, just take this pick and connect it to this null layer. See, when you connect that, whatever changes now that we'll make in this null layer will be applicable to this camera. I hope this is clear. So right now, let's see at the beginning, right? We have to press S, maybe somewhere over here at this point. We want it at this position. So let's add a keyframe in scale. Also, we might need to add a keyframe rotation. So holding shift, also press on R. See, the rotation which we want to change is the Z rotation. So let's add a keyframe over here. Let's go to the beginning. If you see at the start, everything is zoomed out and then it goes in like this. To do that, it's quite easy. Let's zoom in a bit. So like this. Let's also rotate this. Okay. Oh, the background is also rotating. Let's come over here and let's just remove this 3D. Okay, forgot to name this. My bad. I'm just going to call this as a white BG. Let's see. Okay, it should be further rotated. Maybe something like this. Also at this position, let's zoom in. Let me see. Okay. See, right now it's happening in a linear manner. There are no keyframes, there is no easing. To add the easing, all we have to do is select all these 4 keyframes and just press on F9. See, immediately you will see the difference. Looks cool, right? Let's do one thing. If you want to take it to a next level, you can simply come over here to a graph editor. See over here, you see the graph. The top one is for the scale and the bottom one is for rotation. If you want to make some changes, we just need to select the handles. For that, see, just select the handles like this. Once you do that, both these handles are selected. Now you see these handles? Now just coming over here, let's drag it to a left like this. Perfect. Let's see. Nice. Now let me add the audio as well.
You say you know success.
Okay, we can do one thing. Going over here, going to a null object, just press on U. These keyframes, we can drag it little ahead, somewhere over here.
You say you know success.
Nice. Now see, there's one more thing. If you observe over here, there's a nice drop shadow. To add that, all we have to do is click on this, go over here in the layer styles, let's just add the drop shadow. Let's open this. Over here, we need to change the angle. Right now, it's over here because it is at 120 degrees. Let's change it and keep it on the other side. Perfect. Let's increase the distance a bit and also increase the size. Select this. Nice. Looks pretty neat. Let's close this layer. Let me see. Perfect. See, now there's one more thing. If you observe, at the beginning, everything is blurred. You don't really see this properly. To do that, we'll add something called as a Gaussian blur. But we won't just simply add it on all these layers. See, that's the thing. At the beginning, everything is blurred. It's not as if only this layer is blurred, right? If you want to add the blur to each of these layers, it will take a lot of time. So the better option is we simply add an adjustment layer. So just right click, go to new and add the adjustment layer. See from over here. The magic of adjustment layer is that whatever layers are just below this adjustment layers, right? Every change that you make in the adjustment layer impacts all the layers each are below it. So like for example, if we add the blur, we change the color, we add any zoom ins, everything that happens in the adjustment layer impacts the layers which are under it. So that's the reason we have kept it at the top and we'll add the Gaussian blur on top of it. Perfect. So at the beginning, let's go over here in our effects control and let's increase our blurriness. Select this. Let's firstly go over here. Okay, this is enough blur for me. Let's add a keyframe. Now click on this layer and just press on U. See, our first keyframe is set over here in blurriness. So as you move ahead, somewhere over here, let's make this as 0. Okay, or we can even keep it as pi so that it's not completely clear. See, like this. We can even keep it at around 1 second. Perfect. Let's see.
You say you know success. Perfect.
Now let's start adding the text effects. Let me see the text. It says, you say you know success. See over here as well, we have interesting piece where we have text which is half in white and half in black. Let's learn how to do that. Let me firstly add this text. You say you know. Let me go to a text tool. Ensure that no layer is selected. Let's click outside. Okay, this is too big. Let me make this small, maybe around 36. Let's see. This might be too small, but anyways, let me just write the text. Okay. Let's select the text by pressing Command A and let's increase the size. Ensure that you make the layer 3D. Let's bring this over here. Press up R and let's rotate this a bit like this. Okay, right now I think this is bold. Oh, by the way, the font that we are using is New HN Pro. It's a free font that you can get from Adobe. Not an issue. Just download the family. That way you will get the bold as well as you get the lighter version. Let's choose the lighter version for now. Going over here, let's take this eyedropper and click once over here. Nice. Let's reduce the size. Perfect. Let's keep this over here. Now let's add the other text. Okay, in fact, let me just clean this up a bit. The camera will be at the top, then the object. Okay. Then all these layers. Okay, looks pretty cool. Then let's add the next word, which is success. Let's press Command D, drag this down over here. Let's add the word success. Command A, and let's increase the size. Again, from the drop down, let's choose bold. Let me see, let me fit this properly. Let's change this layer as success black. Now let's firstly animate this layer and then we'll take a duplicate of this and create the white version. So if you observe, the text is coming in a random manner. Let me show you how to create that. It's very easy. Just click over here, go to the drop down. You just need to add a keyframe in opacity. Let's make this opacity as 0. See, you can no longer see the text. Open this up. Let me hear the audio.
You say you know success.
So the success word comes somewhere over here. Okay. So let's add a keyframe offset. Going ahead, maybe at this point, let's make this as 100%. Select this. Okay, the words are coming, but right now they're coming in order. You want it to come randomly, right? So for that, you can open this advanced Over here at the bottom, you have this option of randomize order. All you need to do is simply turn this on. That's it. See over here now, it's coming randomly. Okay. Now there is one more thing. Using this random seed, let's just add a random seed. I will tell you the reason in just 1 minute. Maybe let's keep it at 100. Okay. Now we need to take a copy of this. Let's go to the top and let's take a copy by pressing Command and D. Okay. Let's name this layer as success white. Cool. Okay. We have to change the color as well, obviously. So coming over here, let's keep this in white. I think this is too much white, right? Maybe a gray stone will be fine. In fact, let me take this eyedropper and select this color. Perfect. Now comes the interesting part. All we need to do, just ensure that this layer is selected, our success black, and we have to create a mask on this side. So coming over here, select our pen tool. Let me zoom in a bit. Let's make a point over here. Let's make another point. Okay. Let's zoom out here like this. And let's just join this back. Perfect. Now all we need to do is simply place this on the top. Perfect. See, our animation is ready.
Success.
Looks pretty cool, right? So the reason we added the random seed is because we wanted the animation in both these layers to happen parallelly. And keep a different seed over here. This will happen randomly for both these layers, which we don't really want. So let's see.
You say success.
Okay, looks awesome. Now let's see the animation for the text. You say So let's click on the text. See over here, the text comes in one by one. See like this. To create that, we have to animate two parameters, the position as well as the opacity. Let's see how to do that. Let's open this. Over here in the Animate, you will find the position. Okay, the position is here. Again, go to add and let's add the opacity. Firstly, as we want it to come from the bottom, let's drag this down. And now let's make the opacity as 0. Perfect. Now open our rail selector. I think it needs to come from the start, right?
Say
See, you say So let's add a keyframe in offset. Maybe somewhere over here. Let's make it as 100%. But see, if you observe now, the text is coming fine, but it's coming letter by letter. We want it word by word, right? So for that, there's a simple option. You just go to advanced. Over here in based on, instead of character, just choose words. See, that way, it will come in word by word. Let me show you.
You say success.
Nice. See, you say In fact, let me make it full screen. My bad. See, you say Perfect, right?
You say success.
Nice. See, right now, the word no is coming at this point. If you want it to come earlier, all you need to do is simply select this keyframe and drag it little earlier. Let's see.
You say success, but
Nice. Looks pretty cool, right? So this way, we have successfully completed our scene 1. I hope this is clear. Now let's move on to scene 2. Let's firstly observe it. Let me close the layers. Let me select everything, which is our scene 1. Let's go over here and let's give it a nice green color. Perfect. And let's move on to scene 2. Let's observe. In scene 2, see, this one vanishes like this. And then we have this grass, which comes from the bottom. And then we have this man from court, which again comes from the other side. And then comes towards the screen. See like this. And then again, we have this line. I will show you how to create that as well as you have some text animation. Let's see how to do that. Firstly, we'll start by pressing him. Let's see somewhere over here, success. We need to cut the layers. So let's select all of them. Let's press on Option and the right square bracket. And if you're using Windows, just press on Alt and the right square bracket. Perfect. Let's see. Okay. See, at this point, again, we have to increase the blurriness. So for that, let's go to Adjustment Layer. Press on U. I think somewhere over here. Let's drag this little back. And let's increase the blurriness again. Select this. Perfect. Then over here, let's again decrease it. In fact, let's make this around 5. Let me see. Perfect. So our transition is done. Nice. Okay. So over here as well, we have this background. In fact, when created this one, right, we can do one thing. Let me just drag this ahead. Perfect. Now let's firstly add this person. Let me drag and drop it over here. Let me place him over here. Let's increase the size. Let's press on S and scale this up. We'll keep him over here. Let me see. Yeah, looks pretty cool, right? Let's make this 3D. So, but see, remember, see null and camera that we have already used for this, we don't really want to repeat this use for our scene 2. So we'll just simply split the layers. So for that, coming at this point, see somewhere over here, let's simply press on Command Shift and D. So like this. Okay, both the layers are split. Let's drag this one up. This one can be synced to. And in fact, let's keep this down over here. Okay, and also change the color to green. So that it's easily recognizable that these are related to seed 1. Cool. So over here, let's again trim it. Nice. This is our scene 2. Let's give it a nice yellow color. Perfect. Our person is ready. He's also in 3D. Let's add the nice drop shadow. See over here, you see this drop shadow? Let's see how to do that. So right click, go over here in layer styles and add the drop shadow. Go over here in drop shadow. Firstly, we have to increase the distance. Let's increase this. Okay, this looks cool. Now in the angle, let's keep this up. I think this is fine. Okay, something like this. Now let's go to opacity and decrease the opacity. I think 40 would be fine. Cool. Looks pretty cool, right? Finally, if you want to increase the size, you can just increase the size a bit. This adds a blurriness. I think let's keep it around 10. Cool. Perfect. Our shadow is ready. Let's close this. Now let's quickly add the text. But have you actually? In fact, we won't repeat the step again. We'll simply take a copy of this. Let's drag this up. Okay, we'll keep you over here. Let's drag it on this side. See, we have already animated this nicely, right? So maybe coming over here, let's change the text. What is the text? But have you actually? But have you actually? Okay, let's press on R and in the rotation, let me make this 0. Perfect. Let's select the layer. We'll animate this later. For now, we are just only pressing the elements. Okay, over here. And then the word is on it. Let me write the word. Let's make this bold. Let me write the word on it. Question mark. Let's keep it over here. On it. Okay. Looks pretty cool. And just below that, okay, let me just arrange this properly. See this one, this text. Let me just drag this little up. This one would be over here. Perfect. Now below this, we have to add this line. To do that, we just have to use our pen tool. So coming over here, select our pen tool. Let's click once. Let's make a point over here. Drag this, select this, and make another point over here. That's it. Okay. But see, we made up one mistake. While doing this, we should not have selected this layer. Again, not us. Basically, I should not have selected that. Let me do Command Z, Command Z, Command Z. Let's go over here. See, when you select the layer, basically we are creating a mask. We don't really want that. We want a unique layer, right? So always remember that no layer should be selected. So now as no layer is selected, again click once. You see, a shape layer has started. Let's make a point over here, maybe somewhere over here. And again make a point on this side. Okay. Let's go to the top and make the fill as none. And in the stroke, let's increase the stroke. Okay, I'll animate this later. Don't worry about it. Let's change the color and keep it a gray tone. Perfect. Let's make the layers 3D. Let's make all these layers 3D as well. Perfect. Let's keep this down. For these 2 layers as well. Now let's select all these 3 layers and let's make them yellow as well. Perfect. I think our scene is ready. Oh no, only the grass is pending. Not an issue. Let me see where is that. We have it over here. We'll simply drag and drop it over this. And we just need to change the color. To add a gray color, we'll just need to add the fill effect. Let's search for fill. Going over here, let's add the light gray. Okay, looks pretty cool. Let's press up S and scale this up nicely. And keep it on the bottom there. Maybe somewhere over here. Nice. Let's also make this tricky. Perfect. So our scene is it. So whatever layers are before this point, let's simply trim them. For these 2, I'm just going to trim this by pressing Alt and then let's square bracket. Again, clicking on this, let's simply trim it. Perfect. Now let's start with the animation. Okay, let me see.
Yes, but have you actually?
So at the beginning, if you observe, see this person comes in from the bottom like this. But he's not coming in a straight motion. It's coming in a curve like this, right? See, it comes like this. So for that, we need to make some changes in the path of the camera. So I will show you. It's very interesting. I will show you in a second. So I think over here in the null layer, let's simply press on position because definitely want to bring him on the bottom, right? So we need to add a keyframe position. So press on P. Let's do one thing. At this point, right?
But have you actually earned it?
At this point, at just 3 seconds, it will be over here. Everything will be in this position. So let's add the final keyframe. Okay. Right. We'll also need to add keyframe in rotation. So holding Shift, press on R. Add a keyframe over here. See these earlier keyframes, we don't really need them. You can simply delete it. Then at this point, we need to rotate this. And also drag this down. So firstly, let's rotate it like this. Okay. And then drag it down. Okay. Should be completely down. Perfect. See. It's coming in like this. See, it's coming in like this. But we want the path to be the nice curve. So for that, it's a simple way. You see this line? is simply to add a curve for that path. So for that, we need to come to this point, the Z rotation. Let's zoom out a bit, I will show you. See this point. So go to the top, select our pen tool. Coming over here, let's simply make a curve like this, okay? And then coming over here, let's also click once on this. Perfect. Let me see. Let me zoom out. See, there's some trial and error always required when you're doing this, but it's not really that difficult. Okay, our curve is ready. Let me see.
But have you actually earned it?
Okay, this is too slow. Let me just see over here. Correct. Basically, we have to keep it here at this point, and then we have to zoom in. So let me see.
But have you actually?
Okay, this is too much. This curve is too big. See, like this. Instead, what we can do at this point, let's keep it like this.
But have you actually?
Okay, nice.
But have you actually?
Okay, I don't really want it to go all the way on the right, so I'm just going to keep this little like this.
But have you actually?
Okay, nice.
Yes. But have you?
Perfect. We'll do the exact same thing for the position. Selecting both the keyframe, just press up F9.
But have you actually?
Okay, let's select both of them, drag the middle ahead. Let me see.
But have you actually earned?
Nice. Finally, let's go to the graph editor. Selecting this point over here, let's drag it little to the left like this. Let's see.
But have you actually earned it?
Nice. See, it gives us nice motion like this. Perfect. See, now there is one more thing. This grass, right, it is going to come earlier than this. So maybe we can do one thing. See, for this layer, for the person in suit, maybe it can come little later. See, somewhere over here. Okay. While this one, this grass, it can come independently. So for that, we need to add keyframe in the position as well as in the rotation of this grass. See, somewhere over here, it will be at this point itself. So we can do one thing. Add a keyframe in position and also holding shift, press R. Let's see, here we have position and rotation. At this point, this will be again down. Okay, let me see how it's looking. Nice. See, it is going independently. And then you can also rotate this further. See, in this manner. Perfect. See, even over here, the grass is moving independently. See, like this. It's exact same thing which you have done. See, the grass moves independently. See, it doesn't really wait for this person. I hope you are getting this.
But have you actually earned?
Perfect. Now let's see the next thing. See, it comes up like this and then it comes towards the screen. Let me see.
But have you actually earned?
Oh, okay, so somewhere over here, once this ends, just before that, we have to start increasing the size. So for that, again holding null, holding shift, press on S. Okay, these keyframes are not required. Somewhere over here, add a keyframe in scale. As you go ahead, maybe till 3 seconds, we have to increase the size. Okay, let me see.
You actually earned it.
Nice. And then we'll cut this layer.
They earned it. Dream.
Perfect. So see. So at this point, we're going to cut the layer. So let's again select these keyframes and just press on F9. This will add an easiest motion to this animation. Let's see.
Success. But have you actually earned it?
Nice. Looks pretty cool, right? Now let's have a quick look at the text animation. I think this one is pretty done, right? But have you actually? Let me see that. But have you actually? Where is the text? This one. Press on U. Let me see.
But have you actually?
Okay. But have you actually? Okay. Okay, this is pretty good. We only need to animate this word on it. So let's go for this word. Let me see how this was animated. Oh, in fact, it's simply coming from the bottom and then coming towards the screen. So for that, it's very easy. You can go over here. You can go to Animate and click on Position. Again, going to add. Let's also add the parameter in opacity. Let's firstly drag this down and let's make the opacity at 0. Perfect. Now bring this up. I think somewhere over here. Let me hear where the word comes.
Actually
Earned it. Okay, it's somewhere over here. So let's add a keyframe. No, set. Going ahead at this point or maybe a little earlier, let's make this as 100%. And finally, as we want the entire word to come together, let's open this advanced. Over here, you see this based on. So right now it's coming one by one character. We want the entire line to come together. So let's simply just press on lines. That's it. Maybe I will just try this a little earlier. Let me see.
have you actually earned it?
Nice. I think at this position, it's too big. I think we'll need to do something here. Instead of this ending at this point, let's drag it little ahead.
Actually earned it. Dreams are.
Okay, this looks good. Okay, let me see.
But have you actually earned it?
Actually found it. Okay, I'm just making some minor adjustments. See, basically if you look, but have you actually on it, and then it comes towards the screen. See, exactly similar over here. See, but have you actually, and then it comes towards the screen. See, like this. Okay, even over here we have similar, but have you actually earned it? Okay, looks cool, right?
But have you actually earned it?
Okay, this is cool. The final thing that is pending is this line. See this one. Over here, you see, it's little curved. To do something similar, it's quite easy. Let me show you. This is a line, right? Let me just call this as the black line. Okay. Firstly, we need to taper it. So for that, you go over here in the stroke. On the bottom, you have this taper. With the start length, let's just simply taper this. Okay, our tapering is done. Now we have to add the turbulent displace on top of it. It's a nice effect which adds motion to your still shapes. So let's go over here. Let's add turbulent displace. See, immediately it changes the shape, right? Not an issue. Let's simply decrease the size. Okay, see over here. Okay, let's keep it maybe around 69. Okay, we can increase this further. Okay, looks pretty good, right? Now finally, in order to create that animation, you see it's coming like this. Okay, there's one more thing. See, it's constantly moving. So for that, again, clicking on the black line. This is evolution. We just need to add a keyframe in the evolution. So maybe somewhere over here, let's add a keyframe. Going ahead till this point, let's just simply rotate this once. Okay, that way if you see, okay, one right. See, the line is just moving. So like this. Now finally, let's get the reveal effect on top of this line. So going over here on the black line, in the add, let's add something called as the trim paths. Let's add this. Open this up, maybe somewhere at this point. Let me just see this. Okay. So at this point, let's add a keyframe in end. Make this as 0. Going ahead at this point, let's simply make this as 100%. Let me see.
You actually earned it. Dreams are free.
Nice. Looks pretty cool, right? Let me just in fact unselect this layer so that you can see this properly. If you feel this looks little blunt, we can simply keep this below this person. So where's the black line? This one, right? Let's simply keep this below this person in suit and drag this little down over here. That's it. Let's see.
But have you actually earned it?
Nice. So this way we have successfully completed our scene 2 as well. Let's have a quick look at our scene 1 and scene 2.
You say you know success, but have you actually earned it?
Looks pretty cool. Now let's see the transition between scene 2 and scene 3. If you observe over here, so it simply comes up, then blurs, and then we have a scene 3. To do that, again see, anyways we have adjustment layer at the top. In fact, let's do one thing. Let's copy these 3 keyframes. Copy. And at this point, let's simply paste it. Oops. Let's select this and paste it. Okay, so this is becoming blurred. And at this exact same point, let me hear first audio.
Dreams are earned it.
Okay, maybe a little earlier. At this point, we'll keep it. And then again selecting all the layers in our scene 2. Let's simply trim it till here. Perfect. Let me see.
Earned it. Dreams are
Nice. Perfect. Now let's start building our scene 3. See, scene 3, see this one, right? It might look little difficult. See, you have this camera at the top, then again at the bottom, but it's not really the case. So this one and this is just one scene altogether. So we'll build that entire scene over here, and then using camera, just navigate from top to the bottom. Okay. So firstly, we'll place all the elements as usual. Okay, we have the rows. Let's place the rows over here. Let's firstly close this. You'll just clean this up. Nice. Going back to our project file, let me drag the rows to the timeline. Press on S. Let's scale this down. We have to keep it over here. Again, press on R for rotation and rotate this. Perfect. Ensure that this layer is turned 3D as well. So let's make this 3D from over here. Also, you don't want this behind this point. So let's also trim this. Let's keep it over here at the top. Perfect. Let's see what else we have. Rows, dreams are free. Okay. Let me add the text over here. Going to the top, just click once. Dreams, let's keep it light. Decrease the size. Make this super small. Because see, remember, later we are going to zoom in on this. That's the reason we want this to be small. Add, keep it over here. Okay, keep it like this. Even the rows, right? Displace on S. Scale this down further. Okay. This one, I'm just going to rotate this little bit like this. Now let's add the word free. Again, let's take a duplicate of this. So pressing Command and D. Over here, just write the word free. Increase the size. Going to the drop down, let's select bold. Perfect. Let's make these 2 layers 3D as well. For the rows, okay, let me drag this up. Let's select these 2 layers and keep them below our adjustment layer. Okay. Now for this rose, we need to add the drop shadow. See again, instead of doing this from scratch, anyways we had the drop shadow over here, right? This one. Where is it for this person? Let's simply open this. In the layer styles, we have the drop shadow. Simply copy this, going to the top. Let's select our rose over here. Let's simply paste it. Okay, we got a nice drop shadow, right? All we are going to do is simply reduce the opacity. So coming over here, in drop shadow, let's open this. In the opacity, instead of 40, let's scale this as around maybe 50. Okay, looks cool. Okay, next we have this line. You see this line? It goes from here to this side. So basically a line from here till here. It's very easy to add that line. Let me show you. Let's firstly close this. Ensure that no layer is selected. That's important. Coming to the top, select the pen tool. Coming over here, let's say the line starts here and it's somewhere over here. Let's make a point over here. Okay, looks good. Make another point on this side. In fact, we can do one thing. I will show you. Keep this point over here. And this point which you made, right? Let's keep this on this side. This is how the line is, right? Let me just see. It goes, oh no, my bad. I think we need to keep this over here. This one like this and make another point on this side. Perfect. Okay, looks pretty cool. Again, selecting the layer. Let's simply increase the stroke. Nice. Let's select the first one. Drag this little out. Perfect. Okay, I'm just giving it a nice curve like this. Perfect. Looks pretty cool. Now on the bottom over here, let's add this text, the pending one. Over here, firstly, we'll add the head. Where is the head? Yeah, this one. Let's drag and drop it over here. Press on S. Scale this down. Okay, we have to keep it somewhere over here. Ensure that the layer is 3D. Also, we have to add the drop shadow. So for that, again, anyway, the drop shadow is here, right, on the rose. Let's simply open this. Copy this drop shadow. Let's select the head and let's simply paste it. Let's see over here. Okay, we added the drop shadow. I think it would be on the other side. Okay, let's keep it over here. Okay, looks pretty cool. That's nice. And finally, now let's add a text, but discipline has a price. Again, we are not going to do it from scratch. See, anyway, we had this, right? Dreams are. Let's take a copy of this. Again, we're pressing Command and D. Let's drag this down over here. We'll write, but discipline has. Let me press R. I don't want any rotation. Just press 0. Now below this, let's add the word a price. Again, for that, coming over here, let's take a copy of the word free by pressing Command D. Drag this one down. Press R. Remove the rotation. Let's write a price. Nice. We are pretty much at the end, guys. If you're still here, I really applaud you. It really takes a lot of efforts to learn all this. I really appreciate you watching till this point. Okay, looks nice. Okay, let's firstly go to the bottom. This white BG, let's extend this further. Okay, till here. Okay. And now whatever layers are before this point, let's simply trim it. Let me select all this and pressing an option and then let's go back and simply trim it. Let's see. Nice. Oh, okay. Where is our shape layer? Okay, at the top. We have to trim this as well. Perfect.
He earned it. Breeds are fruit.
Nice. Now we'll animate this, but for that, firstly, we'll need the camera. Our camera for 1 and 2 layer is already completed. So coming over here, let's add one more camera. So going to the top, go to new, add the camera. Press on OK. Let's trim it. Again, let's add null object. Again, going over here, let's add null object. Let's again trim this, make this one as 3D. And then connect our camera to our null object. Nice. Perfect. Let's keep the adjustment to the top. Selecting all the layers in our C3. Let's give it a nice, which color do you want? Okay, let's give it the orange color, my favorite one. Let's give it orange. Perfect. If you see over here, this one cuts, then the rose comes in, select this, and then our camera shifts down, and it comes on top of this head. Okay. See, this individual animation set will add that. The first let's tackle the camera effect. So coming over here, in null object, let's firstly press S and holding shift, also press R. Let's add a keyframe in scale. Okay. You have to zoom this in. So let's zoom in nicely. Okay. Just 1 second. This shape layer, we didn't make it 3D. Let's make that 3D as well. My bad. Okay. So over here, we have to add the position as well. So holding shift, we can add position. Add a keyframe in that as well. At the beginning, we want it over here. And then we want to see this, right? So like this. Okay, it starts from here. Let me see. Okay, this will come in. So we'll animate this later, but not an issue. Basically, this will come in and then we'll simply have to go down. Okay, so firstly, let's go up from here. Okay, let's zoom in. From here till here, let's go up like this on the side. Perfect. So basically, we go up and then we have to go down. At maybe till 4 seconds. Let's go all the way down. Okay, like this. Let's go down and also go towards the right. So like this. Also, we can do one thing. At this point, maybe it's not here. Let's add keyframe here. And then at this point, at 4 seconds, let's zoom out a bit. Not a lot, just a bit. Okay. Maybe something like this. Okay. Let's do one thing. Okay. This is too fast. Not an issue. We'll simply keep this on over here. And this one, let's keep this at I think 5 seconds. And this one can be at 4 seconds. Let me just observe first. Okay, but discipline has a price. Okay, so somewhere here we will have to zoom out a bit. So like this, the position will be over here. Also, little zoom out. Okay, let me see. Okay, it goes here and then it comes down like this. Dreams are free. Okay, over here. Nice. So we focus on dreams are free and then we go down over here. And when we are going down, we are also zooming out. See like this. Okay. And finally, in order to give it a smooth motion, we select all these keyframes. Just press on F9. Nice. And then we have to create a curve. For that, again, as you are aware, you select our paint tool and just click here once. Perfect. Now let's just play around with these handles. Okay. This is looking pretty cool, right? See over here.
But discipline.
Yeah, but discipline has a price. Okay, we can even keep it a little further.
But discipline has a problem.
Okay, I think it should be a lot further because the audio is still there, right? Discipline has a price. So this one can be over here. Let me hear this.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a
Okay, dreams are free. Okay, let's click once here as well. Let me just make some small changes. Okay.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a
Okay, I'm not really liking this. Let's keep it straight.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a
Dreams are free. Okay, let's keep this one straight. I think you can keep a motion like this. Okay, let's see.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Okay, we'll do one small thing. This one, right? This keyframe. Let's simply delete this. And then at this point, we'll drag this little up. So like this. Let me see.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Okay, this one looks pretty cool.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Now let's start with the individual layer animation. Let's close this. At the beginning, we'll animate the rows. Let's press on R, add a keyframe in Y. Also, we'll add a keyframe in position. So holding Shift, press on P. This is fine. I think till here, let's rotate this a bit. Maybe like this. Then the position can be little up here. Let me see how it looks.
Dreams are free.
Okay. In fact, this can go further.
Dreams are free, but
Okay, looks cool. Let's see the animation for the word dreams are. Dreams are free. Okay, this is coming transparent. I think we can do one thing. We can simply add the animation which we had already added earlier. We had this for these lines, right? Let me just quickly see. But have you actually see this one? Let's simply open this. Take this animator one. Go to our word which was dreams are, right? Dreams are. Yeah. Select this. Going over here. Simply paste it. Let's see. Dreams are nice. See.
are free.
Okay. We just press U and just take this keyframe and write this little earlier.
Dreams are free.
Nice. Let's go to free. This one is simple keyframe in opacity. So just open this over here. Add opacity. Make this 0. Open a range selector. Add a keyframe offset. Going ahead, let's make this as 100%. And then again opening advanced. We want this entire word to come together. So just click on words.
Dreams are free, but
Nice. Then we have this line. For that, let's go to the shape layer one. We'll just call this as the S curve. Open this up. We already done that earlier, but again I will show you. So we'll add the trim paths. Open this at the beginning. Somewhere over here, we'll need to make this as 0. Add a keyframe. Going ahead, then maybe somewhere over here, let's make this as 100%. Let's see.
dreams are free, but discipline.
Trims are free. Okay, I think this can come further.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a
Dreams are free. Let me make it fit.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Yeah, looks pretty cool, right?
You say you know success, but have you actually earned it? Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Nice. This line looks pretty cool. Perfect. Now let's quickly animate this text as well. For the word what discipline has, we'll use the same animator which was for the words dreams are. Let's simply open this. click on Animator 1. Let me hear the audio.
But discipline has a
Yeah, but discipline has. So somewhere over here, let's paste it.
But discipline has a from.
Okay. So maybe we'll need to do one thing. In null object, just press on U. See somewhere over here, it needs to come down. Okay, let me take this little ahead.
But discipline has a price.
Okay. Now let's animate the word price. This would exactly similar like the word free. So let's go over here. Let's select this animator one. Coming over here for the word price. Let me here.
But discipline.
Okay, let me paste it over here.
But discipline has a.
Oh no. Let's see. Maybe somewhere ahead at this point. Nice.
But discipline has a price.
Perfect. Now finally, in order to give this head some movement, maybe somewhere over here, let's add keyframing rotation. And also select the position. So Shift and P. Somewhere here, add keyframe. Going ahead, at this point, let's move this little ahead and also rotate this. Maybe like this. Let's see.
But discipline has a price.
Okay, we can do this little ahead as well.
Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Awesome. To do a sanity check, let's have a quick look at what you have created till now. Coming to the beginning, let me play this.
You say you know success, but have you actually earned it? Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Awesome. In fact, I love this. Let me just do one small thing. This one got cut. I'll just drag this ahead. Perfect. So as a quick summary, see initially we added a camera effect. That way we rotated everything. Then we brought it till this point. Then we cut the layers using an adjustment layer. Now scene 2, again we learned how to give a curve to the camera. See like this. Perfect. And then we brought the camera towards us. And then in third scene, we created the entire scene in one composition itself. And then simply zoomed it using the camera again. And then again going to the top. Then we drag the camera down like this. Perfect. Let me close all the layers. Perfect. Let's have a quick look at our entire scene.
You say you know success, but have you actually earned it? Dreams are free, but discipline has a price.
Perfect. That's it guys for this tutorial. I really hope you got some great value and learned some great concepts which you are not learned till now. If you have watched the entire video, I really salute you. You really have a lot of dedication to complete the entire tutorial. So as always, if you loved the video, make sure to like it. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next video very soon.